Let's go down to Tristram Clayton at Party Central. I'm not actually sure, Tristram, whether you can hear me terribly well.
I can, John. I sure can.
Tremendous. And you're looking very fetching in your black, Trissie. What's going on down there? We understand
well, John,
there's a huge number of people, is there?
Yeah, you're telling me, John, and I've got all the figures for you. I'll come to that in 1 second. Look, I can tell you the Rugby World Cup organisers, they wanted a party, and boy, they have got a party. Now, first of all, I'll start with where we are right now, Queen's Wharf. Behind me, the magnificent cloud, awesome structure, doing the business beautifully. Just behind me, you can probably hear the Finn brothers just finished their latest song. Huge cheer went up a few seconds ago. So that's the stage. There's a big crowd in front of the stage. That's quite packed, as you can imagine, for the concert. But the rest of Queen's Wharf is actually quite manageable. A relative haven amongst all the madness outside of Queen's Wharf. So here we were expecting Queen's Wharf to be absolutely packed to the rafters. But in fact, because they're so carefully controlling numbers coming in at the gate on Key Street, the numbers here are okay. Now, I stood for a couple of hours behind the young women there who were on their iPads tapping each person that came in, and at 9,655 the police said, okay, that's enough. Now, you might have heard that they closed it hours ago. That wasn't true. They've kept it dribs and drabs. I've letting people in as people leave, and that's still the case and will be the case for the next few hours. So very well managed here. But outside those gates and all the way along here, it's another story. Now, John, I'm not sure if you've heard this figure, but I was speaking to 1 hour ago, I was speaking to the guy in charge of crowd control, and he told me at that point there were already well over 100,000 people in this downtown area. Yep. So a lot more than they expected at that point already. So there are a lot of people. It's starting to stretch resources, as you can imagine. Now, it must be stressed. The atmosphere, fantastic so far. But of course, a few more beers, and when those 61,000 come down from Eden Park, well, let's just keep fingers crossed that everyone keeps on best behaviour, as they are at the moment. Fantastic atmosphere. Now, as you were mentioned before, you talked about the trains. Yes, major problem. I just had texts from friends on some of those trains, and they've been on them for 2 hours now, coming from Avondale. So there's a big problem with trains. Okay. I'm sorry to say, I don't want to put a damper on the party. Problem with trains and the ferries. There's so many people. Just with the ferries, the people come off the ferries, they cannot get off the boats. So they have now banning people from getting on the ferries on the North Shore, so you can't get on the ferries on the North Shore either.
Thanks so much, Tris. Yes, we should confirm that. Tristram Clayton down at Party Central, we should confirm that. There are so many people down there that it's impossible to load people on and off the ferries. So the ferries have been cancelled for the time being, in and out of the CBD. The ferry terminal's just along from where Tristram is. We are hearing reports of people being stuck on trains for an hour or more. That confirms what Tristram says. It seems that revellers in a state of perhaps inebriation possibly have been pressing the emergency stop. There may have been other incidents, but the trains are running way behind schedule.